I'm Dick Strawbridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we left the UK for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We've gradually been making it into our home, as well as running it as a business.
That's still a long way up.
But it turns out we're not alone, as dozens of Brits are doing exactly the same thing.
Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that.
In this series, Angel and I will reveal more about our journey as chateau owners.
Quite a lot of scrap here. It's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
And guide these daring Brits where we can.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
As they renovate.
This is looking good. I'm quite happy with this.
Repair.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right.
And struggle to transform these buildings into their homes and businesses.
Go, 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 go. Absolutely magnificent.
This is the glamorous chateau life that everyone thinks I need. Just trying to avoid getting my face near the toilet seat.
Trying not to panic now.
But however hard the going gets, these plucky Brits can always say they're kings and queens of their very own castles.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Today, one couple go in search of their dream chateau.
It's a nice drive. It's just got magical appeal, and it's got like really cool outbuildings. There's turrets as well.
While Angel and I go hunting for treasures in our attic.
I love this bath. I could fit in there.
Darling. And as one chateau owner struggles to be ready for the summer...
Mamma mia! It's the curse of the accursed pool.
Another faces problems before their biggest event of the season.
He's dug the whole floor up and put the whole place out of action for months.
It's yet another thing on the list of things to do, and we could well do without.
Chateau Bayerl. This 17th century castle is the rented home of Phil and Angelina Bailey-Smith. Following the success of their first ever paid event here, they've decided to make the Pays de la Loire region of northwest France their permanent home. So they're stepping up the search for their own place.
I got the map.
I have the leaflets.
You've got the leaflets.
We good to go?
Yeah, let's go and drop some.
But rather than waiting for the perfect chateau to crop up, today they're hitting the road to search for themselves, and they've got a cunning plan.
We've got leaflets with us, which are in English and French. Basically, what it says is the chateau for sale, and our details are on it. So, because not all chateaus are listed with estate agents.
But whilst they're on the same page with the location and search method, the style of the chateau is another matter.
First of all, it's about what it looks like, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to be pretty.
So
I don't really like the medieval look.
This is where we're going to have a slight difference of opinion. I don't care if it's a real wreck and it needs a lot of work. I just want something that's still got lots of outbuildings, still got the land.
When they find one,
Let's have a look.
delivering their leaflet is easier said than done.
There's no post box. Maybe he took out the post box. He was getting too much money. People like us.
Yeah, too many letters saying sell me your house. In the UK, this would be National Trust or something, wouldn't it? So, like, you get to these gates and there'd be somebody saying, oh, it's 5 in or something. Or,
Yeah.
I bet you it's someone's failed event business. They've done it all up and then gone bankrupt.
It could be. I mean, it doesn't look like it's been open for a long, long time.
It's a nice drive. It's just got magical appeal, and it's got like really cool outbuildings. There's turrets as well. It ticks a lot of boxes, but who knows what else it's got, you know? That's kind of like, the itch. You need to scratch. You need to know what's there, you know?
Disappointing you can't drop something right now. Just remember where it is.
Okay, fine.
Yeah?
So it's back on the road again. The lush countryside of the Pays de la Loire was the location of choice for royalty, nobles and artists for centuries. Today, hundreds of their historic homes remain. So it's perfect chateau hunting ground for Phil and Angelina.
We'll just keep our eyes open, drive around some more and see if we can spot some more. Look for the usual signs of chateauiness, somewhere hidden away amongst the forests.
Sure enough, 10 minutes later, they spot one.
It's very big. Big project.
I think it's probably too far gone. But there's something that shouts, I like a project that's too far gone. 2 years ago, I would have sat there and gone, don't be so stupid.
No, you are stupid.
No, I am stupid. Yeah. I'll stick it in.
Okay.
Searching for a chateau, you need to use your imagination. But looking at the state of this place, I think Phil's dreaming here, and so does Angelina.
I absolutely love that, but I know you reckon it's too ruined.
It's so, like, big and intimidating, like, just the sheer scale size of it. It's a bit scary, isn't it?
If it's half as ruined on the inside as it looks on the outside, I might about just get it finished before I die.
Yeah.
And I still really want it.
As they drive past a cornfield, something in the distance catches Phil's eye.
Hey, hold up.
Oh. Oh, this is nice. Look at that. Shall we go out and have a look?
Yeah. Look at that.
Come on, let's cross. Oh, look, it's beautiful. Such a nice, stunning view. It's like a chateau that I would want, you know. It's pretty ornate and lots of character on the outside. Yeah,
Don't get too excited.
Should we go in and see if we can find a letterbox? Yeah?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a better view then. Come. Can't tell which one of the two roads it's on. I think it's down this road. I know it's down one of the roads somewhere near some twisties. Can you just keep an eye out?
Yes.
It's somewhere coming up. I want to have a look.
This chateau ticks a lot of Phil and Angelina's boxes.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
I like the outbuilding. I couldn't see that before. It's hidden by the tree.
Oh, look, they have cellars as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
underground.
I like that.
It's huge. It looks like an abbey, doesn't it? Ooh.
Stables. But that's going to be able to get my cars and all the rest of it in.
I really like the character.
Find a letterbox, yeah? I like this.
Could this be their future chateau?
Let's go.
We bought our chateau back in 2015 from a family called the Baglionis. They offered to clear the attic out of the odds and ends they'd accumulated over the years, but Angel told them to leave it all. In 2016, we installed a lift into the chateau's west tower, and rather than keep the shaft plain, Angel came up with an idea to decorate it with pictures and some of the interesting items left over from the Baglionis. The Tower of Curiosities was born. Today, Angel is hunting for more items to install in the tower.
Dick bought me these, some work gloves, and man, they're just giving me some sort of like bravery. So now I can lift spiders up with them. I'm still finding things that that I haven't seen, you know.
Angel homes in on what looks like a lady's suitcase.
I mean, just look at this. I've got some of these downstairs. I'm not even sure what they are.
And is intrigued by a set of little glass bottles.
How gorgeous is that? I mean, that with a little dried flower in on a table. They are going to actually clean up really, really, really lovely.
Straight away, it's an excellent find for the tower.
What else am I going to find in here? Can't get this out. I think it might be like a matchbox or something. Obviously from a set. Look, all matching, all matching. Isn't that beautiful?
Angel will take these down for cleaning later, but for now, there's more attic to search.
The chateau that keeps on giving. These look like all of the older studying books. A book that someone else has used and loved. I don't know, it's like just love the idea that it's lived before. Yeah, I'm a bit of an old romantic, so. Hey, baby. Do you think I got lost?
Yeah, what's happening?
Huh? I'm just having a little...
It's still a long way up.
Huh? Oh. I'm just having a little look.
You got your gloves on, you're rummaging.
Look what I found. Look how lovely. Smell it. What do you think it is?
Smell it. It's
like...
a little burner of some description.
Sweet, isn't it? What do you think this was for? Sort of like...
I haven't got my glasses on.
Oh, baby.
Need a little look.
And it came in this. Hold on. More clues. I was like...
Well, that's for...
I'm picking.
There's a mirror there. You see that?
Huh? No, I didn't.
That comes out. Look, that'll be a mirror.
So it's a ladies' set.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lady's travelling case, and by the look of it, it dates back to the beginning of the last century. What a find.
We still haven't finished looking through this stuff yet, have we? That's ridiculous.
I won't show you through here.
So far, so good, But not everything up here can fit in the tower.
I love this bath. What can we use it for then? Oh, we could turn it into a car for Arthur.
Just step away, have a look at this. Look at the size of that.
Yeah.
And where's this going to be?
Well, I do like it.
So you're going to find something to do with it?
I'd like to find something to do with it.
This is not a two-person bath. Because the person at this end...
I could fit in there.
Darling.
Oh, no.
No, OK. I can't see a use for it at the minute. For now, this will stay up here. Of course, we're slowly adding our own stuff to the Baglioni's. When we were living in Southend before we came across here, we went and bought this.
Yeah.
We bought it in an antiques place for Angela just before she had Dorothy. Said we need to have a nice little cot. And then we came here, and look what we got for free. All the rest of them. Took me months
I remember
to fix
you. This was your little project, wasn't it? So sitting outside on the decking with your wire brush, hoping it was going to be a little girl.
Well, actually, we're going to put a little boy in it anyway. In the Pays de la Loire sits Chateau de Gelaine. It's the home and business of Michael and Jonathan. But since they bought this place 2 years ago, the business has been struggling. They will decide whether to continue or not after seeing how their biggest wedding of the year goes. It was a few months ago that American couple Steph and Dave decided to have their wedding here.
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Hi, good to meet you,
Hello,
Michael.
good to meet you, Michael.
Lovely.
And now the whole of the Chateau de Gelaine is booked out for the big event. But today, preparations aren't flowing as well as they should be.
We've had reports of a horrendous stink in the West Tower. I've just been checking the apartments, starting at the top, working my way down, but we've got to the ground floor and the door's locked, so Michael's just gone off to get a key, and hopefully we'll find the cause of the problem.
Michael and Jonathan have a serious problem with their sewage, and the timing couldn't be worse.
It's a bit of a panic because we've got guests coming and can't put them into we've got 5, 6 rooms out of action now as a result, so we need to sort it out.
The smell is so bad that the bridal suite and its adjacent rooms are currently unusable. They need this fixed quickly.
That's yet another thing on the list of things to do, and we could well do without.
The local plumbers think the problem might be that the sewage pipe under the floor is the wrong angle, and it's preventing the sewage from flowing away.
There's this contra slope. Instead of going like that to take it away, it's like that. There is a block as well, so we have to sort this block out, because if you've got a block there, of course it's going to smell.
The plumbers will have to pull up the expensive solid oak flooring, which was laid down just 10 months ago. Each piece will have to be replaced, and at £50 per square metre, the stuff isn't cheap. This job is turning into a nightmare. Just over 200 miles south, the late 17th century Chateau Madame is being restored by Brit Mandy and her best friend and business partner, American Steve.
We lived together for 9 years, and then we parted as a couple and continued on as friends.
Somehow we are still good friends.
Yeah, more than good friends, if I'm at my end.
Okay.
They're trying to get this place ready for the Chateau's first ever paying guests in 6 weeks' time.
It costs money to have a chateau, and in some cases it costs a lot of money to have a chateau. We need to be taking renters in here at the absolute opening of the season as soon as possible.
But Steve and Mandy's preparations for a new pool have been plagued with problems. They had a leak, now fixed after a loose water jet was mended, and a wall was blown down in a storm. which Steve and volunteers are still rebuilding.
Obviously, stone walls don't blow down in a storm, but this one did. Want to give this a little teeny squirt here? Where? Just the top of the wall.
But work soon has to stop.
Here comes the stone. This has been a long wait.
6 weeks ago, Mandy and Steve picked out stone for the pool's patio.
This I like.
And today it's finally arrived.
All right. Oh, what's this?
The forklift just has to deliver it through the 17th century archway.
No way.
Not happening. You know? It didn't look great over here. What's a few tons of stone?
I think Steve or this pool might actually be cursed.
Mamma mia! It's the curse of the accursed pool. I went to some fair expense to get a truck with a forklift, but it can't fit through the arch. So now we have to lift up every stone and carry it in there one at a time. Anyway, I'm very happy this is finally here. This is absolutely, wonderful.
That's the spirit, Steve. Onwards and upwards.
I have to say, it's a little annoying, but it's mostly amusing because it's just the way it is. I should probably name this Catch-22 Chateau instead of Chateau Madame.
300 miles away in the Pays de la Loire, Phil and Angelina's Chateau leafleting operation has thrown up its first response.
This will be something interesting, I think.
It's come from the owner of Chateau de la Fête, the imposing 19th century pile they spotted by chance from the road. And he's open to selling it and the whole 10-acre estate.
My mind is running wild thinking, what's it like inside, what else it's got. A few key things to look for now. Outbuildings, parking space, and neighbors. Those are the main things. Obviously, the chateau in itself is like, what condition is it in? Has it got features, how much work is there?
Do you know what? I'm really excited about seeing a place that I've really wanted to know what was inside.
The owner, Mr. Jean-Claude Cognier, bought the chateau as an investment.
I'm really excited.
With over 20 rooms, numerous outbuildings, and 10 acres of land, this chateau could be perfect for the lavish home and events venue Phil and Angelina have in mind.
It's really stunning outside the chateau. It's not just about the outside, really. It's about what else it has to offer.
What it certainly will offer is a challenge. They think the chateau's been empty for years.
Entree.
Wow, look at that. Look at that wallpaper. It's really nice and neutral. Love the colour scheme and that staircase.
Right. Glad she's happy. She would be the one fixing it.
Next door, the chateau's huge drawing room also gets Angelina's seal of approval.
Look at that feature. The chandelier is so huge. Really, really stunning.
There's a little bit more than wallpapering to do.
No, of course, but it's pretty.
It is pretty. There's some great plaster work.
Stunning plasterwork everywhere. Very, very ornate.
Lots of them are missing, though.
I like the gilding. It's got the traditional features that I want in a chateau.
Rose-tinted glasses, pessimist. It's not. It works.
Phil might be keeping his feet firmly on the ground, but Angelina looks ready to put in an offer.
Just imagine if when this is all done up, and then people just walking through the main entrance into this room. It'll be amazing first impressions. Really, really gorgeous.
I'm just thinking about the work involved in making it what you're seeing in your head currently.
Well, the plasterwork from my point of view isn't that difficult. There's one whole piece, you copy that, and every one that's missing, you can either remove.
Let's have a look at the rest before you start getting overexcited.
Okay.
When viewing a chateau, I try to see its potential, but also the cost to get it up and running. And given the state of the interior, I'm not surprised at some of Phil's concerns.
She's having fun and running around like a kid in a sweet shop because it's beautiful. But I know how much time everything takes on these places. And if I'm looking at it going, that's going to take ages, it's going to take 3 times as long and 3 times as much money.
Yes, running a chateau is an expensive business. That's why Angel and I are always in the hunt for ways to save or make money at Chateau de la Motte-Husson. Luckily, our attic has a plentiful source of free objects to decorate the place, and in particular, our Tower of Curiosities.
That's not a curiosity. What's that? What's that? Hold on. It is a grape preserver.
Our chateau was built by the Baglioni family between 1868 and 1874. When the family vacated in 1999, they also abandoned a lot of their stuff in the attic, and some of it is fascinating.
It preserves bunches of grapes. You put the stock in this end and you fill the water up the other end, and you store grapes for long periods of time in water.
This is definitely one for the Tower of Curiosities.
Every room, I'm not joking, has like something in it. Like, look. I mean, this is... Go on, baby.
What?
That look good on you. Look, it's like an old Victorian hat box.
Darling, it's cardboard.
Huh?
Oh.
Look.
Laval, made in Laval, actually.
Yep. B for probably Baglioni.
Looks like it's been eaten by a mouse.
Yep, that can stay up here for now.
Dear, I really have no idea why I like old things. I don't know if it's the history or a lot of stuff that is old is very well made. I just wish I was in that era. I know it's weird. Dick will never get it, but he humours it, so that's good.
What's this?
Huh? That's mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does that not count?
Huh? No, it doesn't count if it's already mine. In fact, you bought it for me.
I bought that. Really?
Didn't you?
No. No, there. That's even worse, that you think I'd buy something like that.
I love that.
OK.
At Chateau de Gelaine, owners Michael and Jonathan are struggling to sort out a sewage problem that's stinking out their west tower.
Instead of it being a nice slope like that, it's like that. And all the paper and stuff is trying to get up the hill and sitting on this little ledge here. So, do you want to come and have a look?
No, you're laughing, yeah? I'm not getting in there.
All right.
Stinks.
The repair could be very costly, especially as the biggest booking of the year is just around the corner. 45 guests hoping to be staying here for a week-long wedding event.
Joindre l'ancienne.
Oh, je sais pas.
With the pipes exposed, the plumbers can now start their investigation in more detail.
Mais le problème reste toujours ici. Ça, c'est quelque chose qui se passe entre les colonnes.
The waste from 3 toilets meet at this junction. As well as the sewage pipe going uphill...
Non, il passe par là.
They discover another problem.
There's a foreign body in it that, as part of the renovation works, a piece of concrete or plastic or a bit of both has got in there with jagged edges, and that's what's causing the problem. So there's your problem.
Part 1 of the problem solved. 2 pieces of old pipe were lodged in and were blocking the new plastic pipe.
We've cleared it. We've taken out the 2 pieces of debris that were blocking it. And the last thing we've got to do is try to sort out the slope of the pipe, which is going in the wrong direction for the flow.
Unfortunately for Jonathan and Michael, this may involve digging up even more of the flooring.
Ce qu'il faudrait, c'est qu'on va essayer de le choper au moins là. Voir si déjà, il n'est pas lui-même déjà en contrepente de là à là.
And even more of the concrete. This job is getting bigger by the day. Just over 200 miles south at Chateau Madame, after 6 weeks' wait, Steve has finally got his delivery of stone for the pool's patio. But...
it'll never happen.
The forklift can't fit through his 17th century arch.
There we go. That's a handsome piece of equipment.
So he and volunteers John and Miles begin the task of manually transporting the 1.5 tons of stonework to the poolside.
I think I'm going to start off with the Mogels.
The Mogels are the pieces of stone that will surround the pool.
This stuff's all been shaped to go around the steps. That's fine. One of you laddies want to do this? I'm feeling for you.
So you have a mech for these, or?
A what?
Sketch.
Well, no, but what it is those two guys there are the corners that make this angle.
The stonemason cut the margelles to fit perfectly around the pool, but there are no instructions where each piece should go.
If we put this in here and the angles don't work, I could just attach this to me and push me in the pool.
Steve, no problem.
So the first thing I'm noticing is that this is radiused here, but not here, which makes me think that this is backwards.
So it's the other side.
You think it goes for over there? Or does that make sense?
Yeah. It's not straight, this is straight.
Well, obviously we're doing something wrong because they're perfect.
That's a radius.
Let's do this.
Here. This radius here should be here.
Maybe this does belong on that side.
Yeah, you just got the radius around the wrong way.
Hello. So let's just put this like this for the heck of it, and we'll try to figure it out as we go. All right, so that's kind of making sense to me.
Curve.
Yeah, that's not the way it goes.
That doesn't look right.
Right, now, you're going to do the numbers?
Well, the numbers don't make a lot of sense.
Well, okay.
So I'm going to just use my superior.
That's upside down.
I was going to say superior intelligence, you see it?
Until you put it upside down, there is. How many more are there down there?
Two.
5.
As they assemble the last piece of the puzzle, it's obvious it's not a perfect fit.
So their wiggle factor is they give you extra stones.
But John thinks he can rectify that.
Oh, I can tidy the angle. I mean, it's, they've got it that close. I can get that with a couple of little touch-ups on the side.
And Steve's determined to be optimistic.
The Mogels look terrific. It's been a long time. The whole process has been just so long. But seeing the Mogels are really like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Now Steve needs to lay down the rest of the patio. In just over a month, the guests arrive.
That's enough time, it seems to me, to get things done.
I wouldn't count on it. Steve should know by now that anything to do with Chateau renovation can be a bottomless pit of expenses.
This is not a way to make money. Let me tell all people, this is not the way to make money.
Back in the Pays de la Loire, Phil and Angelina are continuing to explore the 19th century Chateau de la Ferte as a potential new home and business.
I do not want to wallpaper that.
Phil has serious reservations about how much renovating this place will require.
I'm thinking about all the work that would actually go into doing this when it's already this bad.
But just as he is about to give up, the chateau reveals more of its charm.
Do you know what?
Four
It's
rooms.
better up here.
Oh, wow. It's in such good condition. It's amazing how the differences between ground floor and the first floor usually gets worse, but this chateau, it's the other way around, isn't it? The wallpaper is not peeling. There's a bit of dampness. It's not too bad. Original floors, or certainly old, you know.
There is a heating system in place. The radiators, the all pipework and everything, it requires redecorating as opposed to ripping apart.
Whilst you sleep here and wash and clean, you go downstairs and, you know, work away.
If you say so. There's just a random door. That's so I can sneak out of bed in the middle of the night and go and have another beer. How random. I see its potential and wish to save it because I don't know anyone will.
But as Mr. Cognier talks about the chateau's French windows, Phil and Angelina find out a potential issue.
L'architecte des bâtiments de France m'a dit vous devriez les conserver. Mais j'ai dit oui, mais pour chauffer.
The chateau is a registered building.
You just mentioned that it's on the historic register. It's a bit like a Grade 1 listed building in the UK.
That could be a real issue for us because we've got limited knowledge of just the way things work.
Worse still, if we do it wrong, the fines that they will impose, they'll bankrupt us overnight.
Putting this troubling news to one side for now, Phil and Angelina move outside to finish their tour.
Hey, do you know what I see right there? You might just see stinging nettles and no roof. I see a row of motorbikes.
But as they continue to check out the chateau's grounds, they spot a neighbour's house, which could ruin their plan to hold parties and other events here.
The neighbours are too close.
I think that's a big problem for what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's, you know, could be killed by saying, no, you're having too many parties.
For me, it's already done. That's a risk you can't take.
As we know all too well, shadow hunting is tough. Phil and Angelina's viewing has ended in frustration. This chateau isn't for them.
I think it's nice, but there are just so many issues which are crucial in order for us to run a business. It's quite clear that it's not for us.
If you suddenly got a raving party until 3 o'clock in the morning, people aren't going to be happy.
So hopefully we get to hear some more responses back and we get to see something that we do actually like and work for us, you know?
All right, let's go. Get searching on the internet a bit more, eh?
At Chateau de Gelaine in the Loire Valley, it's the second day of the big sewage repair. 6 rooms have been out of action due to the smell, and they need to be available for the 45 guests coming here soon for the biggest wedding of the year. Michael's partner, Jonathan, is away on a business meeting today.
Salut, tu vas bien?
Bonjour.
Leaving Michael on his own to monitor the French plumbers. They've already got rid of the blockage in the pipe.
I think these are old terracotta-style pipes that must have been broken somewhere in the process, and they end up lodged down here.
Today, the plumber is dealing with another problem. The pipe slopes in the wrong direction, so waste can still get stuck in it.
Donc, si j'ai bien compris, vous allez creuser, vous allez baisser le tuyau, et après, on va tester que ça marche bien. On va tester que ça marche, et on va reboucher, et un autre jour, on va mettre du béton. Et le parquiste va venir après.
The plumber has removed more concrete flooring and dug right underneath and around the pipe.
OK.
This gives just enough distance to let the pipe slope downwards. But Michael's not sure about the method used to do it.
All he's done is stuck a stone in it. It seems a bit basic to me. What do I know about plumbing?
At mid-morning, Jonathan calls Michael, asking for a progress report.
Huh. Hello? Bloke's been in. He's just cleared all the rubble from underneath the pipe. He's put a stone in between the kitchen floor and the pipe to make it go down at a steeper angle, and he's saying, right, it's flowing now, it's OK. It's not even a brick, it's a little stone. And now he says that's it. He says that's it, that's all he's doing. Is that what you're expecting? I should have gone to one, and you should have stayed here.
It's an unorthodox solution, but a simple one the plumber thinks will work. We'll better get flushing, Michael. Let's see if he's right.
Go. Yes, it's definitely flowing through. Good news. It wasn't an ideal fix, sticking a stone over there, but it saved us having to rip the whole floor up and put the whole place out of action for months. Result, chuffed. OK, merci a lot. Au revoir.
It's a fix. Over the next couple of days, they'll lay the concrete back in and put down the new flooring. And all in time for the big wedding, when 45 guests will be descending on Chateau de Gelaine. No doubt by then, Jonathan and Michael will have a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Bonne nouvelle. Il a dit bonne nouvelle.
Pas une bonne nouvelle.
Oh, pas une bonne nouvelle.
200 miles south at Chateau Madame, just before he left, Jonathan the volunteer tweaked the margelles around the pool.
It's got to be even, so it's the same.
Now Steve is working on the rest of the patio. Mandy arrives with flowers and plants to decorate. She hasn't seen the pool area since work started 6 weeks ago.
Look at this.
What do you think?
Looks great. Looks amazing.
It was only 2 days ago that it was weeds and a mountain of dirt there. And,
yeah, it looks really great.
Everything.
Bravo. So where am I putting my plants?
Here's your spot over here.
Yes, which is not all ready.
Well, What more would you like done? Well, we can rake this for you and
It's gravel. It's got gravel in it.
It's got stones in it.
All right.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
No. Great. So these are your roses. What do you think? Oh! Well, it was a rose then.
Right. I think it's great. I love that.
I know, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Mandy believes a vital part of her job is to give Chateau Madame a woman's touch.
I keep trying to put the little bit of more feminine into it.
It's fine. Fine with me. I'm all for it.
I'd have more flowers everywhere.
Well, I'm completely up for more flowers, not only everywhere, but all the time.
Okay.
It's fantastic. I can't get over it.
Wow. That was a success. I can't believe it.
You know, but now that I think about it, no, it is. It's wonderful.
Once the roses are in, Mandy cracks on with the herb garden. But ever the perfectionist, Steve can't resist downing tools to come and supervise.
I think I would put the larger things to the back because we want to have privacy for the shower.
Why do you keep saying privacy for the shower? Because they're going to be in bathing suits. Nothing is going to block. Unless you want to put the hibiscus up here.
All right, well, you ask the question and I'll try to answer it. You have to come up with a question.
How does it look?
I think it looks good. Just something behind your left leg there to hide the shower. I think those look terrific.
Okay. I'll plant it. I just need something to make a hole.
Okay.
And then I'm in.
Okie doke.
Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Now that's settled, it takes just half an hour for Mandy to plant the entire bed.
I think you've got it really nice. Well, very nice.
Coming from Steve, that's high praise indeed.
So, I think that's all I can really do. The whole pool area, when I think about how it was before, at the very, very, very beginning, it was awful.
Yep, I think so too.
But now, really, it looks great.
Yep, the change is enormous.
But they're not out of the woods just yet. Tomorrow, the first guests of the summer arrive, and Mandy and Steve are running out of time to get the patio finished.
It's scary. I'll have to try to cope with that.
"350 miles north in the Pays de la Loire, a week after viewing their first chateau, Phil and Angelina have been continuing the hunt for their dream place.
Really nicely done. This house is so nicely decorated, honestly.
They've even taken on an estate agent.
Very simple floor plan. Two main rooms on each side and the turrets.
Okay.
But although there are always things to tempt them,
It's really lovely. Look at this, my very own chariot. I can be carried around in it.
Not carrying you anywhere.
nothing they see is quite hitting the mark.
It's just, there's something that's not working for me.
I just kind of wanted a bit more feminine looking chateau. Is it perfect? No.
So they've come to a decision to rent their current home, Chateau, for another year.
We've been in the chateau for just under 2 years. I still love it. I still enjoy it every day. I still enjoy working every day, you know, doing stuff. And I'm still creating and I'm still learning.
We know the business has got the glimmers of hope that I can say, let's invest in this more than just our time.
They're still open to finding their own place.
But that's more difficult than it appears, so that the search is ongoing.
I'm really, really excited about the prospect of finding and owning a chateau to call our home.
But for now, this is where they'll be. We wish you all the best with your business here at Chateau, Phil and Angelina.
The dream is still alive.
No, after that singing, it's not.
Back at Chateau de la Motte-Husson, Angel and I are coming to the end of our search for objects for our Tower of Curiosities. But things keep grabbing our attention.
Now, that must be something specific. That's for... It looks like an arrow quiver. With a little belt holder on it.
Ah.
Look at that baby.
What's that? Oh, that's one. See? Oh, I thought it was part of the house. It's not. That's a fossil.
A real fossil?
It's a real fossil, Dan. I don't know what it's a fossil of, but it looks like one of those spirally things.
Our little Arthur loves fossils. This could go in his room.
We never really bring a torch up here, do we?
Oh, that's a bed.
That's not a bed.
Is it not?
No, this is a travel case. This is the way you used to travel.
That's quite nice, though, isn't it?
It is. It's big.
This is late 19th century. They built them big then.
I absolutely love that.
It's a seine net.
What's a seine net?
It's a big circulator you throw out and then you put it all together and you catch the things in it.
So I could potentially use that for decoration?
You can use that for decoration, definitely.
Okay.
All those little lead weights on the bottom are there. They're a couple of quid each, those lead weights.
A lot of this stuff goes back to 1874, when the previous owners, the Baglioni's, first moved into this place.
You know what that is?
No.
This will be for floor scrubbing.
How do you know this stuff? That is lovely. That is
very old. A lot of the things we find here are long gone from the modern world. And sometimes I think that's for the best.
So uncivilized, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This is for putting on a calf to stop it suckling. So we put it around a calf, and every time it went to feed its mother, it spiked its mum, and the mum wouldn't let it feed. That's how you stop that's how you wean a calf.
We used to wean a calf. I can't imagine anyone would be happy using that method today.
I would agree.
Now you'll find that in the back streets of Soho.
What?
That's enough hunting for now. The next day, Angel starts to clean up some of the goodies we found and place them in the tower.
These little trinkets, you know, they didn't have a purpose. And now they do, you know. It's now here on display. But it's part of the history of this place. I'm not gonna use it, and I'm not gonna chuck it away. And I'm sure, as we're here longer and longer, I'm gonna add to this room. I'm quite looking forward to seeing it in 10 years' time.
Next time, Angel gets crafty.
What are you doing in my kitchen anyway?
Is it okay, baby, if I just use your kitchen for a minute to make some candles?
And wedding cakes.
Oh, what's gone here?
It's the big day for Michael and Jonathan at their chateau, but...
The lift has jammed itself on the ground floor.
There's one problem.
They don't think they've got any more parts like it because it's so old.
After another.
I found the pipe that's leaking. It's got a split in it. It looks like it is the mains pipe.
And Steve and Mandy struggle to get Chateau Madame's pool ready for their guests.
This is full of sand. That is very threatening. Without any question, the most frustrating thing.
This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload! In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Here's to the meeting of 2 like-minded couples.
Cheers.
Cheers.
As they face the ups...
It's really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau.
We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today, I receive an SOS from some chateau neighbours. How are we doing? Lovely to meet you. And wind up with a serious challenge on my hands. Are you ready?
This isn't going to work, is it?
Out in the woods, the hunt is on for some unwanted visitors.
You've really got to keep away from them because they're quite dangerous.
The heat is on for one chateau owner.
I don't think I could be hotter.
While the pressure is on another to keep up with his rivals.
There's a lot of competition out there. We're right in the middle of some of France's top restaurants.
Chateau de la Baminière in the Pays de la Loire was bought just 6 months ago by Brit builder Billy and his French fiancée Gwendolyn.
Why did we buy a chateau, Gwendolyn? Because we're mad as well, aren't we?
Yeah, maybe we were a bit mad.
Yeah, we fell in love with it, didn't we?
We did.
With help from Billy's older brother Michael, this couple are working hard to restore it and turn it into an upmarket bed and breakfast and wedding venue.
It's up to us to sort of, you know, our generation to sort of take on places like this and have an interest in restoring them and, you know, protecting them for the future.
And they've already had one set of paying customers, a hen party who spent a long weekend at the guest house. Their chateau is just 30 miles from ours in northwest France. So when Billy asked for some help with something, I was only too pleased to make the short trip. Billy's been in touch. He wants a hand with his lighting. In theory, that's nice and easy. I've got an electrical engineering background. That's okay, but it's a chateau. The cables are never where you want them. You have to put them somewhere else, and getting from A to B is difficult, never mind the height of the ceilings. So, it's a challenge. He hasn't told me what type of lighting he needs help with. Something tells me there's a reason he didn't divulge that information. Here we go. Quite lovely. That is actually very special. Angela will like the gates. It's hard to believe this place is owned by a couple in their 20s. How are we doing? Lovely to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Hello, lovely to meet you. I'm Billy.
It's huge. But because of the stone, it looks really good, Nick.
Yeah, we're quite lucky in that. It's really, really solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have got a project of epic proportions. Yeah. How far are you getting on? How far are you inside?
Ground floor looks all right. It looks really nice and tidy and clean.
Roof?
Yeah, not too bad.
There was a few leaks when we got
I've
here.
done a few, but this all...
What do you mean I've done a few?
I've done a few. I've got up there.
How? How'd you get up there? Do you go out with the roof ladder at the little windows and things?
No, I'm lucky I've got a cherry picker.
Sorry. I've got a cherry picker. OK, now I'm jealous. Where did you get a cherry picker from?
We got it locally, didn't we?
Yeah, just second-hand.
Yeah, it's a bit old
Probably
and a bit
third-hand.
rusty, but it does the job.
Billy just became my new best friend. Next time I need a cherry picker, I know exactly who to call. Are you guarding the house?
Yes.
I'm scared of dogs. No, I'm not. Oh, whoa. This is done. This place is done up. You had this for a family?
These are just paintings that we sort of saw and managed to source quite cheaply.
Whoa. Go and stand over by that picture. Go on, get yourself over there. No, the hand. Look, the hand. He does the hands automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a great nan.
Great nan.
Yeah, possibly.
It's the
maybe.
bloodline, I can see it. Considering they've only been here 4 months, this place is in pretty good nick. Not only has Billy patched up the leaking roof, mended the chimney, and fitted a new kitchen, it's also been freshly decorated. Electricity?
Yes.
Sockets, I assume? Next thing you do, you'll be telling you got broadband.
We have.
You what? And they've clearly inherited some stunning period features. That fireplace is phenomenal.
It is. It's very grand, isn't it?
It is, really.
That is very, very special. You do seem to have a lot of collections of things that fit in the chateau.
Yeah. We've been collecting furniture for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
We wanted a project like this, but not as big. But somehow we were buying the furniture and we had so much, and then we saw this place and we just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
The size of this place is phenomenal. And everywhere I look, I think I'm seeing chandeliers.
Yes, you are.
There is a bit of a thing going on there, isn't there?
Yeah.
A bit of a theme. You can't move for chandeliers in this place.
How many? That's one hanging down. There's another one over there. In this room, no, 1, 2. You got a spare there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 chandeliers in this room alone. What's it like living with a man with a sort of a chandelier fetish?
Well, it's good because you get nice chandeliers everywhere, but then, well, it's expensive. It's an expensive hobby.
Every room downstairs that you want to have a chandelier has got one.
No.
And you've got spares.
Not at the moment. That's why you're here.
No, I knew you said lights, but I haven't seen a single space for a chandelier.
On the staircase.
Oh, that's really easy.
No wonder he never mentioned the chandelier on the phone. This is going to be a bit harder than screwing in a light bulb.
It looks quite substantial. It's not going to be light.
Yeah, it probably weighs like the same as a bag of cement or something.
That's about 20 kilos of chandelier. This should be fun.
Did you ever see the Only Fools and Horses sketch?
I have, yeah.
Well,
I've been
that's-
practicing my lines. Come on, Grandad.
Oh, now you're really looking for trouble. Yeah, the abuse has only just started.
But seriously, I think I've got a job in my hands here. "120 miles south, Chateau Le Perrier is the twin-towered pride and joy of designers Paul and Karen Horn,
There's the plaster as well.
who've spent the last 12 years renovating it in the hope of turning it into a profitable business.
We came here and we both fell in love with it. It is a place to dream, and it's a place where you're building memories.
The chateau sits deep in the heart of the picturesque Loire Valley. But since they've been here, Paul and Karen have seen their renovation costs spiral.
Le Perrier is a bit of a fruit machine, really, isn't it? The money goes in at the top, but it doesn't come out the bottom. One day it'll come out the bottom as well. You never know.
It's rented out as a luxury holiday home for the bulk of the year. But in the Loire Valley, competition between holiday homes is particularly fierce. Their new scheme to appeal to wealthy guests is transforming this old water tower into a luxury office.
The view is just fantastic. There could be worse places to work.
It's nice to be able to offer to guests the ability to be able to come on holiday with their family, but still be able to have a professional working environment.
The Horns are only visiting the chateau for a few days to continue the renovation. Before they leave, Karen also has a project she'd like to finish. And an original feature, preserved in one of the chateau's other bedrooms, has given her the perfect inspiration.
So we've got an original tour de jouet fabric wall covering that was here when the chateau was originally built. I'm looking to use this technique in the bedroom downstairs and using our chateau as the main scene on the wall covering.
Karen wants to make her traditional wall cloth from scratch. This morning she's hoping to source the fabric from the antiques market in nearby Chinon.
There's the burgundy chairs on the left. This is actually that's a nice chair, actually. What do you think?
Do you think it does delivery?
That's a great size for the bedroom.
Oh, that's not nice.
Karen tries to barter for some fabric she's found.
C'est possible 25? 25?
Non, non, c'est pas possible.
No?
Non, non.
And fails miserably.
I tried. I'm going to buy it anyway. Merci. She wasn't having any of it.
See if you can do better on the next one,
Oh, and I bought some. Look at that trim.
Okay.
You're not excited,
I'm not
are
a
you?
fabric man,
No,
you know that.
no.
But I like the result, but
It's
I'm
a
not
bit
a
like
fabric
talking
man.
bikes to me, really, isn't it?
It is. Oh, is there a bike shop?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
But a few minutes later, Karen thinks she's found an even better piece of fabric.
It'd be beautiful for printing on. But it is €30, so it's quite expensive, I feel.
Elle aime les fabriques, le linen.
C'est possible...
Une bonne prise.
Mon cher? 20? Oui? Oui.
Oui, ça marche.
Parfait. Perfect. Lovely.
Karen's bought 3 metres of 200-year-old fabric for just over £17. £10 off the asking price.
Oh, I'm really happy.
Merci, monsieur.
Merci.
C'est bon.
Bonne journée, monsieur, dame.
I got about it.
Bon pack.
Merci.
Aussi.
Merci.
Back at the chateau, Paul's facing a big problem with the stonework supporting the water tower. It's crumbling and must be patched up before any other work can take place.
We've got to use the lime render, which is a specific kind of render that you've got to use with the tofu stone, otherwise it dissolves the stone.
Tomorrow, scaffolding is going up over the entire tower, so work on the office can begin.
And we've got the platform being built, so I've got to finish it today. So we've got about 3 hours to learn how to do it and do it. We've ordered in specifically some lime mortar, and what I was hoping, which is really kind of silly, bearing in mind we're in France, is that the instructions would be in English and French. I'm not quite sure why I thought that, because if we bought it in England, they wouldn't be.
To finish the office by the end of the summer, there's not a day to spare. And the family needs to be out of the chateau tomorrow as their next guests are arriving. So the pressure's on for Paul. I've come 30 miles down the road to Chateau de la Baminière to see Billy and Gwen. They've asked me to help hang a 20-kilo chandelier above the staircase.
Right, so this is where I want it.
Of course it is.
Right up there.
So it's going to be quite high. What's above?
Yes. There is an empty bedroom.
I think we're going to have to go and have a look at the floorboards in there.
On the plus side, a light fitting has been hung from this point before. But when it was last used is anyone's guess.
You got cable there, electrics, so there's a route up there. There's access. There must be a way of coming from the top down.
I just hope we don't rip half the ceiling down in the process.
One very important thing is, are you sure you want the big chandelier?
Definitely, yes.
Okay. Had to ask. It was worth asking. I'm too old for this.
Fortunately, I've got some tools outside in the car that should make our life easier.
That's the hardest light to fix in the chateau. It's the chandelier on the highest point. It's actually quite physical just to take a 20-kilogram chandelier and stick it that high. It's going to take a bit of work, so I bought some pulleys and things. We'll see.
Our plan is to go up into the empty bedroom above the staircase.
Reminds me of home.
And look for the point in the floor that the old light fitting was hung from.
The center of the room is obvious this way, okay? Then when we look down, there's been some cutting done. And the cutting is neatly done.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a bad job at all. And we're gonna go in and see what we can find. With a bit of luck, underneath here, there will be a chandelier hook. A big solid construction on a beam that allows you to hook your chandelier on.
Yep.
Right.
We're in luck. Not only do we have a hole, but the old fitting is still wired up to the mains.
Make sure this is off.
Yep.
It should be off.
Yeah, I'll go and isolate it.
Right, as long as it's not on, we'll put our cable through there, which is our chandelier supporting cable. We'll attach the chandelier and then we'll get the chandelier upstairs.
Yep.
This is actually better than I thought.
The cable I've got with me can take 95 kilos, so it should be more than enough to take the strain of Billy's chandelier.
Should we use this? Through the hole, up and down, pull it. Let's have a vote on the plan. The dog agrees with me, so that's us done. It'll work. You happy with that?
Definitely, yeah. Perfect.
I'll be using a small hand winch, supported by this trestle, to winch the chandelier up into position.
Okay, that's coming up.
Yeah.
The only problem we've got is that an old light bulb is still attached to the wiring.
This is the bulb.
The hole is too small to pull it through and disconnect it. So I'm simply going to have to snip it off, and Billy will have to catch it downstairs. What could possibly go wrong?
Are you ready?
This isn't going to work, is it?
Billy!
I can see it landing on my face somehow.
Billy!
I'm never going to catch this.
1, 2, 3.
I hope Billy's a good catch. "35 miles west of Dijon, l'Abbé de la Bousier is a former Roman Catholic abbey turned luxury hotel. It's owned by English couple Clive and Tanith Cummings. They're running it as a high-end hotel, and this year they've been working hard to get more locals dining in their restaurant.
We do put a lot of pressure on ourselves at times. Sometimes, you know, you think, am I pushing too hard? But you've got to keep that momentum going in all departments.
The Abbey's Michelin-starred restaurant is run by head chef Guillaume.
He's a local man. He's had experience from 1, 2 and 3 Michelin-star restaurants, and he wants to make a name for himself now under his own menu.
Today, Guillaume and Clive are looking at ways they can freshen up the dinner menu.
We're in the heart of Burgundy, and Burgundy is very famous in France for being the heart of gastronomy. So there's a lot of competition out there. We're right in the middle of some of France's top restaurants, 2 Michelin stars, 3 Michelin stars. Although we've got the building and we've got the gardens, you can't just sit back on that. You've got to ensure that you've got something else to sell.
Guillaume's got a plan to make his menu stand out from the crowd.
Autour, plein de petites herbes sauvages, aussi dans le parc.
D'accord.
Et les radis sous la serre.
Okay. Rather than just having just a normal menu, we're trying to highlight very local ingredients.
In fact, Guillaume wants as many of his ingredients as possible to be sourced right here at the Abbey.
What we would like to do is to make one dish served at lunch and then one at dinner where 100% of that dish is grown here on site.
Tonight, Guillaume's invited 2 of his regular diners to come and sample some of his brand new dishes. But he's not entirely sure what's currently growing, so he and Clive have come to see gardener Raphael.
We're doing courgette here, Raph.
The courgette is here, little bit.
With beans.
Yeah, beans.
We've got beans and we've got carrots as well. We've got absolute bucket loads of mint, radishes as well.
Raphael also keeps bees. These 3 hives produce about 100 kilos of honey a year for the restaurant. And Clive spotted something else in the grounds too.
I was cutting the grass only last week and I noticed that under one of my trees I've got lots of wild strawberries. Look at this, look. All the strawberries, look at them all.
These wild strawberries, together with a handful of wild herbs from the garden,
Juste les fleurs, hein?
are going straight back to the kitchen. All Guillaume has to do now is come up with a new dish. I've been at Chateau de la Baminière helping Billy and Gwen hang a chandelier.
1, 2, 3.
But when I dropped the bulb, I wasn't entirely sure if Billy was ready.
Whey! Caught it.
I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened. Did you catch it?
I did.
What a smarty pants. Well done, matey.
All right, then.
Success at the first stage.
All we have to do now is attach the chandelier and hoist it into position.
It's a long way.
Makes me a bit nervous because, well, if it falls, it breaks. And it's not exactly as if we could go to the shop and buy another one, is it? So
I've run the cable through the hole in the ceiling, 30 feet down to the waiting chandelier.
Okay.
To minimize the distance I have to winch this thing up, we're bringing it up to the first landing.
Now, this is a bit silly. Who ever heard of taking a trolley with a chandelier up a stair? Perfect.
Yeah.
You are going to guide it down when the tension's on. Gwendolyn, you are actually communications.
All right.
So if we need to stop, you have to shout, because if not, we'll just keep going and it'll all break and it'll all be your fault.
all right.
All I have to do is go upstairs and turn a handle. Good luck, team.
Thanks.
Go for it.
With Gwendolyn at the window, there's now a direct line of communication between Billy and I.
How are we doing?
Good.
Good.
Tell me when to start.
Keep going. Keep going.
But I'm still working pretty much blind.
This is nice. I have no idea what's going on, but I can feel the weight of the chandelier or the chandelier and Billy. I have no idea.
It's got the weight of it now.
That's the cable come through. Right. That's your lowest position.
Yep, so up higher.
Say again.
Yep, higher.
Higher. How much higher?
About a metre.
About a metre.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll get this up first.
That's perfect, I think.
Perfect.
I heard perfect. You sure?
That's perfect. That's good.
That's good.
Brilliant.
All I have to do now is connect it to the mains.
It looks good from here. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to see it.
Lit up.
Yeah, lit up.
After all that, I just hope the thing works.
I give you the biggest chandelier in the worst place in your chateau.
Woo!
Hey, I gotta tell you, nice soft light. Nice soft light.
It is, yeah.
Well, I'm ready.
Thanks a lot.
How many more have you got to hang up? Oh, you've got all the bedrooms to do, haven't you?
Yeah, they're easy.
How many bedrooms?
20.
19 more to buy. Oh, how happy is Billy? I'm busy. Just so you know.
I'm only kidding. If he lets me borrow his cherry picker,
Thank you so much.
I'll consider giving him a hand with the rest.
Oh, it's amazing. It's it finally looks as it should look. I love it. You've done a very good job there, darling.
You're welcome.
Back in the Loire Valley at Chateau Le Perrier, novice builder Paul has just a day to finish work on the chateau's water tower. He's hoping to repair the crumbling stonework with a traditional lime mortar mix. But some of the ingredients are rather dangerous.
The lime, it's an acid, so I think it settles down once you've mixed it, but while you're mixing it, it becomes quite a toxic acid. Although what I am seeing is also the amount of protective headgear and glasses and gloves. Judging from that, we might need to tog up a little bit more than if we were doing a bit of cement mix.
To stay safe, Paul's decided to wear full protective gear, including a respirator.
I think it's probably a sensible thing to do.
But unfortunately for him, it's the hottest day of the year.
I'm really glad we chose 30-degree afternoon to do it in. It has to be done. Just gonna have to get on. It really is a boiler suit today.
He's got no choice but to use this lime mixture, as modern cement will damage the water tower's delicate, soft stonework.
It's early days, but so far so good. We haven't got any big globules of mortar or anything, so the mixing's going quite well. We've now got 20 minutes to watch it all go round for a while, or we can go and do some actual proper work and go and get the render. And then I can take this mask off as well, which is very, very hot.
Paul chips away the old crumbling render, ready for his new coat.
We're going to try and neaten up all this render and make it look like a really nice Loire stone. It's typical of the Loire Valley, really. Well, when it's done properly, it's typical of the Loire Valley. We'll see what it's like when I've finished it. Hopefully mine won't come off quite as easily when I've done it.
Inside, Paul's wife, Karen, is making progress with her plan to add a layer of luxury to the chateau's master bedroom.
Love that sound.
And putting her recently acquired screen printing skills to the test.
Wow. We're printing the Toile de Jouet fabric, the Chateau Le Perrier version, onto the brocante fabric that we've bought.
If all goes to plan, this printed cloth will be used to cover the master bedroom wall in the classic 19th century style.
So the pictures on the fabric are all the things we love about Chateau. The turrets, the sign at the beginning of the road, and the butterflies.
Lift. And how does it look?
It looks fabulous.
As Karen immortalises the chateau, back outside, Paul's not faring quite so well.
Oh, never had so much dust and grime. Oh, the hottest day of the year so far. I think it's been up to 33 degrees and I want to be in the pool in an hour, so let's get cracking.
Paul's stonework repair is vital if work in the new office is to stay on schedule.
The moment of truth. Let's see how we get on. First bit's going to be the interesting bit. Have we got it right?
The mortar's not falling off the wall, but the soaring temperature is causing another problem.
It's supposed to have cooled down by now, which would help to keep my render the same consistency at the end as it is now. It must be, what, 6:30, and it's still incredibly hot. I think I'm one of the hottest I've ever been.
Paul needs to wrap this job up soon before the motor dries out or he collapses from the heat.
It's hot. I'm expiring here. I don't think I could be hotter.
150 miles north at Chateau de la Baminière, Billy, Gwendolyn and Michael have spent the past 6 months making the chateau livable and getting the heating up and running. But they've just discovered the neighbours are unhappy about something.
Farmers are all complaining locally because the wild boar are destroying their crops. Unfortunately, we've got a large plot of land here and we're probably responsible to not have them in the forest, you know.
Wild boar have become a menace in France over the past decade. They cause about £45 million worth of damage to farmers' crops every year. And if they've taken up residence in the woods here, it's little wonder the neighbouring farmers are worried.
The forest is completely surrounded by farmland, and that is where they live, we think, in the forest. So we need to find out if they're in the forest or not. If we can find out they're there, maybe we can do something about it.
The ultimate plan will be to drive the boar back into the larger forest of Mayenne, 5 miles away and far from the farmers' crops. But wild boar are incredibly shy creatures, and because they're largely nocturnal, neither Billy, Gwen nor Michael have actually seen one here.
This is getting excited, look. Put her there a minute, and then she'll take the steering wheel.
In a bid to see if there are any boar on their land, Billy set up a motion sensor camera 2 days ago, and now he's off to collect it.
Here we are. This is where I put the camera.
Oh, brilliant. Right, let's have a look.
There you go.
If wild boar have been roaming around this part of the woods, they should have set it off.
All right, let's go and see if there's any footage on this thing.
All right, then. Well, there's quite a lot of videos. Oh, what are they? Are they horses?
Either those are very big boar, or Billy's horses have escaped.
Let me just see if our horses are still there.
It seems that our horses that were in the field, or meant to be in the field, were in the forest last night.
Yeah, the horses are still there, so they must have escaped last night and sort of done a bit of wandering in the night. Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? What horses get up to when you're not looking.
But the horses aren't the only creature caught on camera last night.
What's that? That's a fox, isn't it? Is it a fox? Yeah, but it's got a limp, isn't it? It's not a very healthy fox. That's a very unhealthy fox. There's a stag. It's a stag. Look at the antlers on it. It's massive. Wow.
Bit of a wildlife hotspot, that area, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no boar.
Not yet, anyway.
Time to place the camera in a different corner of the woods. And Billy thinks he knows just the place.
Pigs, they love rolling in mud to get rid of ticks and lice and things like that. So this is probably definitely the best spot.
Whilst they await their next batch of footage, Michael's itching to get started on a restoration job at the Chateau's chapel.
We really need to have a look at this stained glass window. It's about to collapse. It's about to fall out of the window frame. And if we don't save it, we're going to lose the window. It's very fragile. There's lots and lots of pieces of glass that make it up. And, you know, if we don't save it, the chapel's going to lose one of its nice features.
The stained glass has been here since the chapel was built 150 years ago.
So we need to be really delicate with this. Whoa. All right. It's really, really fragile at the moment. These pieces are really loose. I mean, I'm really worried that when we try and move it, it's just going to collapse. So we need to be very, very careful with this. Right, Billy?
Yeah.
Are you supporting it?
Yeah, you just sort of edge it slightly, mainly from the top at first.
Careful, because it's actually embedded in the concrete. Right, have you got the weight of it, yeah?
Yeah. Oh.
Billy and Michael have a delicate job on their hands, getting the window out safely. 350 miles away at Abbaye de la Bousier, Clive has a challenge on his hands. To work with Chef Guillaume to devise a new dish using fresh produce from the Abbey's grounds.
Oh, ça sent bon, hein? Oh, très bien. Yeah, lovely. Very nice. Don't want to eat too much of them, because there's not a lot. I'd rather sell them than eat them.
Out in the restaurant, tonight's guinea pigs are Brits Laura and Simon. They've been living in this part of France for nearly 20 years and are regular diners here.
Merci.
To go with the vegetables, herbs and flowers picked from the Abbey, Guillaume's serving them local goat's cheese, followed by smoked duck from the neighbouring farm.
Merci. Merci. Where to start?
That's fantastic. If I could grow that sort of thing in my garden, I'd be very happy.
You can just imagine a chef out there in the morning, foraging for his...
Stripped to his waist, naked.
Yeah. In the garden. Delicious.
So far, so good. Back in the kitchen, dessert is nearly ready.
Those little white strawberries that we saw in the garden, that's what's going on the plates here.
S'il vous plaît, service.
Super, merci. They're beautiful.
The dinner's been a hit, but Clive's not resting on his laurels and is already plotting his next culinary adventure.
Tomorrow night, we've got 50 live trout going into our little basin outside. So, not quite sure what guests will think when they see a chef with a fishing net taking the trout out. Maybe we could do a pick your own. Yeah, that'd be quite fun, wouldn't it?
At Chateau de la Bamenier, Billy and Michael are still struggling with the 150-year-old stained glass window that Michael wants to repair.
Okay, yep, I've got it. After you. Oh. Right, well, the middle part doesn't look too bad. It just seems to be the top and around the bottom and around the edges.
Yeah, you can see the joins and the soldering.
Well, success, we've got the window out, but that was the easy part because now I've got to repair it.
With the glass safely transported to the Chateau's Grand Salon, Michael's figured out exactly what he needs to do to bring it back to life.
Right, so the first piece I need to recreate is this piece. So, I mean, this piece would normally go here, 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 and here. So I need to make 3 of these. So I'm going to have a go at scoring it and seeing if I can make a few more.
Stained glass windows are an ancient art form, and repairing and restoring them usually requires the skills of a highly qualified craftsman. Michael hasn't studied any art at all since A-level.
I've never cut glass before. Certainly never, you know, attempted to repair a stained glass window, but I've watched a few videos on the internet and I've got the basic idea of how it works, so I'm just going to have a go at cutting some pieces of glass.
Naughty, naughty, Michael. Where's your protective eyewear?
What I need to do now is try and break this as cleanly as possible. Oh, OK. That wasn't too bad, actually. So right now is the last break. It's this line here. The difficult thing is to try and break this piece from here without snapping this piece. Here it goes. I really don't want to do this. I'm really scared it's going to break.
If he carries on like this, Michael's in danger of losing his fingers.
Oh, that's not too bad, is it? That's a really, really good result. I'm really surprised with that. I didn't think it would be as easy as that, but it's gone really well. I mean, if you put that piece next to that piece, it is almost the same.
Good work. Traditionally, the glass in a stained glass window would have been coloured whilst it was still in its molten state by adding metallic powders to the mix. But Michael's decided a quick lick of paint will do the job just fine.
I mean, I think it gives a similar effect. The main thing is that it has been repaired and it is still, you know, a stained glass window that can be, you know, enjoyed.
The last stage is gently baking the glass in the oven to preserve the coat of paint.
Once I bake them, I can cut some more pieces. Once I've got all the pieces of glass, I can then have a go at putting it together.
Billy's motion sensor camera has been keeping watch over a swampy area in the woods for the past 2 days. He's looking for evidence of wild boar here, as local farmers have complained that boar have been destroying their crops.
What was that?
It looks like Billy's persistence has paid off.
We've got boar. We've got loads of boar. No, it's not good news, it isn't. I wonder if you can make bacon out of them.
A man after my own heart.
Gwendolyn?
Yeah?
Come and have a look at this. Oh my God, look at them.
Oh my God. How many of them is there?
We're about 6, or maybe a bit more.
There's loads of them.
Look at this, Michael.
Wow. Is that near the lake?
Yeah, before the lake, yeah.
I think they probably like the damp ground and stuff, especially when it's hot.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect to see so many of them. We're all going to have to do something about it.
We should probably call the gamekeeper to get him to find a solution for us, because it isn't good, is it?
Yeah.
They've got to keep the neighbouring farmers happy. I fear the gamekeeper solution will be drastic, and this family of wild boar will be gone quicker than you can say bacon sandwich. 120 miles away at Chateau Le Perrier, the heat is on.
4.5 hours later, and we're nearly there.
Paul's rushing to finish repairing his stonework before the lime mortar dries out.
Got a trowel in there.
Or sunstroke sets in.
We can see the finishing line now, and the mortar's actually proving to be the right consistency. I'm actually relatively pleased. I think it's successful. Done it. Result. Never been so happy to finish job. I picked the hottest day of the year. It's been 33 degrees, and there's only one thing left for it now. Swim and a glass of rosé.
The water tower stonework has survived for 150 years. Not only will Paul's lime mortar repair protect it for generations to come, it's kept the office project on schedule. As Paul cools off, Karen's plan to add an authentic layer of luxury to the chateau's master bedroom
keep going.
is reaching the critical point.
Wait, I'm on my wood now. Don't push it on the wood. We're in the final stages now of putting the stretched fabric that we've printed on the back of this wall. Fingers crossed, it's all going to come together and it's going to look amazing.
Live-in handyman Neil is making the wooden frame for Karen's printed fabric.
And we're going to turn the top over and then staple through.
You're not finished?
It's down there with your shorts.
Just been by the pool.
I'm nervous that I'm going to cut the fabric and I'm going to cut it in the wrong place.
Right, you go in through there, Karen.
Cut close and personal to Michael.
And that wants to go right up against the ceiling, yeah?
You need 2 people.
2 people.
Yeah. Paul?
Just stay there, Karen. Right, Paul. You hold that there. Got it? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put one right in the middle of there, yeah?
Yeah.
OK, you happy with that?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm really excited now. I am.
I'm just concerned that it's the most excited she's been in our bedroom for a long time.
I'm really excited.
Impressive. Good job.
I think our guests are going to be quite pleased with that.
It's been a good day, but with a chateau, just as something goes right, you can bet something else is about to go wrong.
The internet has been a struggle. We've finally managed to get a half-decent line in here, and what we do need to do now is get it out of the chateau across to the water tower.
You can't have an office without internet. Problem is, it's a mystery where the internet cable is located.
Do we know what this cable is, Neil?
Doesn't appear to go up the outside of the wall.
You know, I think it does, but I think it's been rendered in.
Fantastic. Just what we need.
Back at Chateau de la Baminière, Billy's determined to get rid of the family of wild boar he caught on camera.
We've got a bloke coming today, and he's bringing a dog, and he's going to sort of walk his dog around, and it's probably a big smelly dog that's going to leave a bit of a scent. And hopefully it sort of deters the wild boars.
J'ai pris une vieille chienne,
oui.
Qui a pu, mais qui chassait très bien, mais alors... voilà.
Elle s'appelle comment?
Fanny.
Fanny.
Fanny. Voilà. On va la laisser travailler.
Ouais.
Je vais commencer par les temps.
D'accord.
Boars hate the scent that hounds leave behind, so Fanny's presence should be enough to drive the boar to the bigger forest of Mayenne, 5 miles away.
We've got to stay behind him, or at least where he is, but not go in front of the dog, because otherwise it takes away the smell for the dog. She can smell some boars, but nothing too fresh so far.
Wild boar aren't just a menace to farmers. There are so many of them in France, it's estimated they're responsible for around 25,000 car crashes a year.
Sometimes you see them on the motorway, and it's really, really dangerous. I've seen them in the countryside as well, sort of when you're driving about, you sort of come across them in the summer, like big families of them, little ones and a big mother. But you've really got to keep away from them because they're quite dangerous.
After 15 minutes, the signs are promising.
He showed us some tracks left by deers, and he said his dog doesn't care about the deer smell, but when she smells boars, though, she knows. Like right now, she can smell some.
Bingo.
Ça date de plusieurs jours.
D'accord.
Ça date d'une 8-15 jours, quoi. Hein.
So this is when they've been rolling, after they come here and, like, rub against the trees to get rid of all the parasites that have been left.
It's a different part of the forest to where Billy caught them on camera, which suggests the problem is even bigger than they thought. But after just an hour's tracking, Chantiro is satisfied his hound scent has done the trick.
Montez.
Très bien, bah merci. What they want is for the boars to go in the big forest of Mayenne, where they've got like loads and loads of room to like be there as boars.
Hopefully what he's done will sort the problem out, but if not, he might have to come back again. Maybe with a bigger dog.
Yeah, or more dogs.
A smellier dog.
Yeah.
Next time, Angel helps Michael with some interior renovations.
See, that's already looking much better, that.
I've only just started.
While outside,
it's quite daunting.
Brother Billy and their dad struggle with a patio.
Dad, there's nothing underneath that corner.
Shut up.
I'd have sacked him by now if I was paying him.
A troublesome wall causes a pile-up for Clive and his dad.
It's a 32-ton truck, and it's a very, very old bridge.
Whoa. That's his new lorry. 185,000 euros.
And there are little jobs.
Put that up so it stands up.
Oh,
Flat, you plonk.
And big jobs for Karen and Paul.
I suppose there's no point going back now, is there?
no. Oh, my God!
This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Oh, it's your hand.
Yeah, don't worry, I've got another one.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload! In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Oh, whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups.
It's really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau. We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today, with winter and bad weather approaching...
And there are leaks there.
One chateau is in a race against time to fix its roof.
That water is going to rot the woodwork, and so eventually the floors are going to give way. There's no question this work has to be done.
But an attempt to raise the funds to pay for it faces bad weather of its own.
So now it really is over. There's no point carrying on.
One chateau couple embark on a new business plan.
Should have done this years ago. We just never figured out how to.
Which brings some pleasant surprises.
It's really tender, it's caramelised, it falls off the bone.
I might not share it with you.
And as one woman prepares to put on a weekend of fun and games at her chateau...
Do you think that looks appetising for the ice cream?
Things don't go to plan.
Catastrophe has struck. One of the girls didn't make it onto the aeroplane. Maman, we have a bit of a girl situation.
Charlie's missed her flight.
I'm Dick Strawbridge, engineer and former Lieutenant Colonel in the British Army. With my wife Angel, we've been renovating our chateau into a home and business.
This is my calling in life.
It's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
So we can certainly relate to other chateau owners struggling to make their businesses work. 220 miles northeast of us sits Chateau de Lys.
For me, I must admit, it's a combination of, the Addams family and sort of, 40 Towers. And it's gorgeous. It's completely lovely.
It's owned by Brit Tim and his Dutch wife, Margriet.
We sort of met each other in Holland about 25 years ago, I think, something like 25 years ago?
26 already.
26, is it? Okay. I used to be a musician, and she was a teacher.
They gave up everything for this place when they bought it in 2013.
I'd said goodbye to the band. I sort of told them I was going to leave, and they got someone else in.
And I quit my job.
They've been running this place as a B&B, but it hasn't been making them enough money. So they visited Angel and I at our place for some advice.
Hi! Hello. How are you?
And now they've decided to start putting on weddings at their chateau.
Should have done this years ago. We just never figured out how to.
I feel very optimistic about it. I think the preparations of the weddings will be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And the weddings themselves, of course, are going to be amazing to be a part of.
A different sort of work. It's far more creative, and it's far more. It's making people happy.
Located just an hour's drive from Calais, in the Picardy region, they think their chateau will appeal to Brits looking for something special.
You don't need a whole day's driving. In a few hours, you can be here. So it makes it quite a perfect wedding venue, I think.
I think so too.
We're looking into offering a real package deal. So the people just have to turn up and get married and be happy. And it's going to be totally customized to how they see their perfect day.
That takes a lot of work. So Tim and Marguerite have a busy weekend planned, meeting the suppliers and setting up their new business. And if it wasn't enough, there's a big party planned for Tim tomorrow.
We organize a weekend just for our friends. You know, cooking together, eating together, drinking together. You know, when you have a normal house, you never have a chance to do that.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
So there's a lot to get done today. First, a meeting with potential florist Jessica Flay, who could supply the flowers for the weddings.
Selon les périodes, c'est pas toujours les mêmes fleurs.
Non.
Après, l'été, on peut profiter de l'épivoine, on peut profiter de la rose, du lys.
It's essential that Tim and Marguerite get reliable local suppliers on board.
Donc normalement, c'est le robe de mariage et la préférence des couples qui décidaient pour les fleurs.
Ils choisissent leur couleur, leur thème, et puis on voit en fonction avec les fleurs.
Très bien.
We are very aware that every couple has individual ideas. Marguerite needs Jess to be flexible when it comes to styling the arrangements.
D'accord, c'est la grande mode en ce moment.
Oui, le mode c'est shabby, vintage, champêtre.
Comme le château.
Comme le château, oui.
Okay. Well, merci beaucoup.
De rien.
Thank you. And c'est le...
Looks like they've secured a supplier who's on board with their ideas.
Oui, moi aussi.
Merci, à la prochaine.
À la prochaine.
Merci beaucoup.
Au revoir. I think it's going to be really, really nice cooperation with her.
Yeah, she's great.
Next on the agenda, sorting a caterer to do the wedding food.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
Très bien, oui. Bonjour.
They've driven just 7 miles up the road to the 500-year-old L'Étoile du Jour restaurant for a menu tasting with the owner, Christopher.
We use fresh product and we work with local producers.
I think it's really good that you're using the regional products and the regional recipes, because I think that's exactly what people that have an English wedding in France are looking for.
Fingers crossed the food lives up to expectations. The starter, a classic French terrine, followed by a local crab dish. Problem is, Marguerite's a vegetarian.
It looks very pretty. It looks really, really nice.
This is delicious. Really lovely. Thank you, sir.
You want?
Thank you. Well, this is lovely, isn't it? I mean,
It's
I
amazing.
feel very spoiled. I mean, yeah.
You are spoiled, and
I
you're
am.
so lucky that I'm a vegetarian.
I am.
Now the main course, lamb shank. Poor Marguerite.
It's really tender, it's caramelised, falls off the bone. Flavour's fantastic. Gravy matches it. I mean, you don't get any better than this, it's great.
We get it, Tim. It's delicious. Luckily, dessert is something Marguerite can sink her teeth into.
The dessert?
Oh.
It's a two chocolate cake.
Well, I'm going to give this to my wife because she hasn't anything to eat yet, and then whatever she doesn't eat, I'm going to eat.
I'll just have a little
Yes, I'll have a bit up. So
bit to try. I might not share it with you. I don't think you're going to like it.
I think I might do. I'm sort of want to learn how to.
I mean, chocolate cake? You're not really into chocolate cake.
Looks like they enjoyed it. Will these guys be their wedding caterers?
Well, that was absolutely fantastic. It's the beginning of a good symbiotic relationship which will hopefully endure.
They're in business.
So, that was really nice.
Yeah, pretty well.
Really nice guy.
Yeah,
really
nice
looking
guy.
forward to working with him.
It's been a successful day so far, but there's still a lot more to cram in before they can get on with preparing for Tim's birthday party tomorrow. A 9.5-hour drive directly south of Tim and Marguerite is the 16th century medieval castle of Chateau Saint-Ferréol, home to Sophie and James MacDonald.
It does take up more of your life than you might sometimes wish, but it's such a beautiful place. You do have a sort of a protective feeling about it.
It looks a bit of a ruin now. 20 years ago, it was a complete ruin. We'd love to see this place fully restored, and we think we're about halfway through.
Set in the Languedoc region of France, just 25 miles north of the Pyrenees, they're gradually restoring the 30-room castle to its former glory.
It's financial suicide. We are completely crazy, and if we'd ever thought about it, we would not have done it.
To pay for the work, Sophie and James hold fundraising events through their association, the Friends of Saint-Ferréol.
If you're staying for the talk and for the lunch, it will then be 50, both of you.
That's great.
But this year, all other restoration is on hold, as the roof repair has become particularly urgent.
We've been through and we made a little plan of where all the weaknesses are and where the tiles need replacing. And there are leaks there, 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 and one there.
Oh dear.
There are two things that we could do. One is to properly replace the whole of the roof and the top floor, but we're not in a position to do that because we're talking about easily $500,000 to do that. Of course, sometimes we're not here when it rains. The water can come through, not just to the second floor, but the floor below. And eventually, that water is going to rot the woodwork. And so eventually, the floors are going to give way. And so in the meantime, what we have to do is repair. There's no question this work has to be done.
This morning, roofer Dale has arrived to inspect the scale of the damage.
So basically, what is it you're looking to do? Do you just want to stop the leaks?
We've got quite a few leaks coming in, and you can see where they are because there's either a bucket or there's rot on. Look, there's a couple of full buckets over there.
Where we've got a major leak. The old tiles here, they slide down. So then you get water coming in from the top, which will run down here, and it's just eating away at the wood. And then in the long run, if you was to leave that is a fragile part of the roof. If that beam there collapses, it gives way there, then you're looking at serious problems.
Dale confirms Sophie and James's worst fears. It's a big job. The cost? £1,000. They managed to raise nearly £500 from the talk.
Broadly, the Cathars are enormously powerful.
And lunch they threw at the Chateau 3 weeks ago. But they need the same again and more.
So it's hugely expensive. Everything doesn't cost 50 quid. It costs a few £100. So the overheads are huge all the time.
So they need to come up with a plan to raise the cash quickly before the winter season starts.
You can really see that is degenerating, and if we get some snow, should have an unpleasant surprise one morning.
Yeah.
Chateau de la Motte-Husson is our home, and we pay for its upkeep and renovation by putting on special events and weddings here.
You may kiss your wife.
One thing our guests love is my roast pig, cooked on my very own home-built pig roaster. Today, though, I need to transform it into a chicken rotisserie for an upcoming wedding this weekend.
Not everybody wants to have a hog roast. And our next wedding, they want me to do 24 chickens. So, actually, maybe more than 24 in the end, but 24 chickens in here. I'm not going to make another roaster, so this has to be adapted. Somehow I don't think I'm going to get 24 chickens on that. Right.
The actual body of the pig roaster is fine. So in my workshop, I'm going to try and convert the spit that skewers the pig into 4 skewers for chickens.
The idea is, if I slide a chicken along the post, I put the skewer through one side of the chicken and out the other side of the chicken and hold it in place, which means when the actual post turns, so does the chicken.
I've only ever roasted pigs in this, and I'm getting pretty good at that. I'm hoping this will work just as well for chickens.
I'm thinking this is going to work. If it doesn't work, that's going to be a pain in the butt, so what I'll have to do is just do it again, do more. But we'll get there. Until it gets me into these things. My answer is no, you're going to have a pig. But nope.
After grinding and welding late into the evening, it's finished. The next day, it's time to test my new chicken rotisserie to check if it actually works. Not long to the wedding, so I'm going to be in trouble if it doesn't.
Right. Here we go. Whoa. See, doesn't look too bad. In fact, it looks really tasty. Now, we're just going to lift the whole lot out. It's a two-man job tomorrow, definitely. Like I said, they don't look too terrible at all, do they? Right, knife. Skewer. Skewer. Oh, juices, chickens, just like that.
this is lovely moist chicken. Can you see the moisture on that? Oops, a daisy, look at that. That's lovely moist chicken. Mm. Mm. Jay, come try some of this. I invite Jay, who's been helping around the chateau, to come over and give his verdict on the chicken. Are you a chicken or are you a breast or a thigh man?
Yeah. Wow, that looks good, isn't it? Wow.
Do you want some breast in or do you want some thigh meat?
Breast would be fine, thanks.
Yeah, be fine or do you prefer breast?
Yeah, I prefer breast.
Try that. I don't know why anybody would have breast instead of thigh, personally.
Oh,
All right?
That is, well, nice, lovely. Nice and succulent.
Good, you see? Phew, it works. I hope they appreciate my work at the wedding. As well as doing pigs, we do poultry. And to be fair, anything I can tie to it now is going to be cooked, so I'm very pleased.
Thanks very much.
Work harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
330 miles southeast of us, almost bang splat in the centre of France, sits the 500-year-old Chateau de Lalande. It was owned by the same family for more than 250 years, until it was sold to Londoner Stephanie Jarvis, who now runs it as a B&B.
It's pretty idyllic, being able to go for walks in the countryside, and there's a little stream going through the woods, which is really pretty, and there's wood, which is breathtaking. I really like it.
The chateau lies in the Berry region in the heart of rural France. And like any chateau, it costs a packet to run.
The upkeep's pretty high. The main thing is the electricity. That's just hammers us monthly. That really is expensive.
And even though she's done a lot of renovation work, it's by no means finished.
There's all sorts of things that we want to do that we need money for. I don't know if you've seen the list on the blackboard in the kitchen. We'd love a swimming pool in the future. There's all sorts of outbuildings that still need to be redone. Bit by bit, I'd like to make them into gîtes and have everything finished eventually. It's an endless list.
What's more, Stephanie's French mum, Isabel, wants the huge loft to be converted into a self-contained apartment for herself.
Perhaps this corner has a bed area and plenty of cupboards so I can leave my stuff. I have too much stuff, I cannot part with it. And then that would be the lounge area. Easy.
Yeah, it's easy if you've got a spare 100 grand lying around, which Stephanie doesn't. The chateau does bring in some money.
Mainly through workshops and also through chambre d'hôte, B&Bs. The chambre d'hôte is working more and more every year.
But she needs to make more if she wants to carry out those big projects. So she's trying a new enterprise, singles weekends.
This weekend we've got our first ever Club Lalande, which is a new thing we're trying, which is just for people to come and have like old-fashioned country house weekends here. And we're starting it off with a singles one, because I think that singles are more likely to actually go and meet a whole bunch of strangers.
12 tickets have been sold for this weekend's event at £400 a pop. And later this afternoon, 6 single guys and 6 single girls will arrive at Chateau de Lalande, looking to find love.
We're going to really try to do it as it would have been in the past, with big breakfast, picnics on the lawn, games in the afternoon, a big black tie dinner in the evening. So it's all happening now, and it's a first. I have no idea how it's going to go.
Stephanie's top priority this morning is preparing the entertainment.
I'm trying to find things that are just easy and relaxed and fun.
One of the many games planned for the weekend will be an ice cream tasting competition. So Stephanie is mixing up some experimental flavors. She's never done this before.
So I'm making cardamom and vanilla ice cream. I'll never guess that flavor. This is a huge learning curve. I haven't made any of these ice creams before because it has to be slightly unusual flavors. But it's fun. It's fun trying new things.
It's not just the entertainment that's keeping her busy. Over the next 24 hours, Stephanie's got to sort the rooms for the guests and prepare their breakfasts, lunches and dinners, all on her own.
There's no way I could afford a cook. It would be quite luxurious to have a cook. But I enjoy it anyway. The thing is that to make sure that I keep on enjoying it, I keep making new things, and that means that I never really know what I'm doing, and so I'm just skirting on the edge of disaster all of the time. Well, it's doing something, so we'll just quietly leave it to get on.
Although this lovely chateau has been updated and modified over the centuries, its oldest wing dates back to about 1490, and it still bears the hallmarks of its original incarnation as a defensive fort.
This is a musket hole, so you just have got enough to shoot at a particular distance. This would have been a covered walkway for the defenders and observation post, so it was pretty defensive, but it was never in a war as such, that I know of, you know.
Back in the kitchen, Stephanie's moved on to her third ice cream flavour combination of goat's cheese and honey.
Goat's cheese is definitely this region's cheese. It looks so yummy. Right, clearing up this mess. I completely forgot the honey. Do you think we've got completely burnt honey now? Whoops! We're definitely going to need to do the honey again. Do you think that looks appetizing for the ice cream? Okay, take 2 on the honey.
Following her setback, Mum Isabel decides to step in and help.
I don't know why you didn't use the mixer.
I do, because I wanted it like this. I wanted it lumpy with bits of chunky bits of goat's cheese in it, yeah. Hello?
It's Charlie, one of the 6 single female guests coming for the weekend.
I'm really sorry. Are you okay, though? Oh, you poor thing.
Poor thing, somebody's not coming.
Okay, well, good luck. I hope you can find another way. Catastrophe has struck. One of the girls didn't make it onto the aeroplane. Maman, we have a bit of a girl situation. Charlie's missed her flight. I'm going to have to step into the dinner to make the numbers right.
With 6 male suitors expecting to meet 6 single females, Stephanie will have to step in to make up the numbers. Could Stephanie herself find love this weekend?
I'm not single, so I can't even.
You would have stepped in otherwise.
I would have stepped in like a shot.
In northern France, to increase their income, Tim and Marguerite are adding weddings to the list of things they offer at their chateau. But that means their plans for an upmarket caravan park are now shelved.
It's beginning to look already a bit like a home, isn't it?
So they're going to keep one of the caravans for themselves and visiting family and friends.
Hello.
Oh, wow. That looks really nice.
It does look nice, doesn't it?
It's great to finally be at the stage where I can put my stuff in and, you know, finish it off. And I've always got very strong ideas about how I want it. So basically, Tim has no say in all this whatsoever. And he knows that. We've been together for so long, he knows that. And
Marguerite leaves him to continue on the caravan while she gets on with another task, creating the promotional photos for the new website to advertise their wedding business.
we decided to just create a few spaces as they would be if there was a wedding here. And so this is the place where they could have, the couple could have their ceremony. I think traditionally a ceremony is under an arch. I'm decorating an arch with some flowers.
Photographer Laura will take shots of model Rosalie in different wedding dresses in various locations throughout the chateau.
So the flowers are from Jess, the florist. She's done a really, really good job. So the makeup for the fact you haven't actually got a husband. There's no groom involved. You have to rub it in.
Ouch.
We've got 3 wedding dresses in total. Yeah, it's really nice seeing this happen today because it makes it all more real. So yeah, everything just comes together more and more.
The last location is the fallen tree at the front of the chateau that Tim thinks provides the perfect photo opportunity.
I knew this would be a good place for a photo shoot. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
They're full steam ahead with the new business. With the first wedding booked for next year and the website soon to be launched, they're convinced the future looks bright.
Having to put some decorations up myself, thinking about where can we have the party, where can we have the ceremony. It all falls into place. And so next week I'm going to start with a website, and it definitely feels like I know how it's going to work. It feels like it's all fitting.
With the creative juices flowing, last job of the day is for Marguerite to put her finishing touches on the caravan.
Really? It's just a centimetre off the wall on that side. It's lovely. I like it. I paid €2 for it.
You did pay €2. You were down, I'll tell you. €2. It's falling apart.
It's lovely. It's character. I really
Actually, it is
like
great. It is lovely, yeah.
I'm very pleased the way it turned out, and it's just so nice to have this little retreat here, and you know, we can have friends staying here, but it's mostly for ourselves. It's our escape from the chateau.
They've done a lot today, but tomorrow's going to be another busy one. It's Tim's birthday bash.
There's about 60 people coming. There'll be music and great.
Let's hope things don't get too out of hand.
It's utter chaos, to be honest.
A day's drive south of Tim and Marguerite, back at Saint-Ferréol, it's been another bad night for the castle's leaking roof.
I went up to have a look if everything was okay, and there was tons and tons of water coming through in a place that I've never seen water before. That kind of thing is really worrying.
The cost of repairing the roof is £1,000. They've got around half of that, so James is pressing ahead with a fundraising walking tour.
Tomorrow we're off to Montségur. It's a good 40 minutes and it's completely isolated. It's up a mountainside. There's no shelter, there's no water, there's no facilities, no loos. And the weather this time of year, normally you'd expect completely clear skies. Fingers crossed for good weather tomorrow.
But when James meets the tour guests the next morning at 9:30, it doesn't look great.
Let's just have a look at the weather and we'll decide if we want to risk it. What does everybody think? Whether it's worth doing? Yeah? Great, excellent. Okay, that's what we like to hear. Let's see.
Luckily for James, the walkers are up for braving the elements. But conditions start to rapidly deteriorate.
Okay, this seems pretty sheltered, so we'll stop here for a minute.
Undeterred, James begins his talk.
The defenders pretty soon realise that they're onto a loser. It takes about 2 months to get up to sort of this level, close enough to build their trebuchets. So now it really is over. There's no point carrying on.
Back in the shelter of the chateau, Sophie waits and wonders if the tour is going okay.
We get donations sometimes, so that can be really important. We've had a donation of €500 this year, which was completely out of the blue, and so it's kind of encouraging. You never really know who's going to have a spare €500.
This rain won't be doing the leaky chateau any good, and with £500 to raise, James certainly won't want to hand out refunds.
And the terms that they arrive at are the terms of the standard surrender ever since Minerve back in 1210. Everybody can go free as long as they adopt the Catholic faith.
But it seems he's keeping the tour group on board right to the end, despite the weather.
All right, I have to get back down and have lunch.
Now James needs to get back and get roofer Dale in quickly so he can repair that leaky roof. Back at Chateau de Lalonde, most of Stephanie's guests have arrived for the singles event and are mingling on the lawn in front of the chapel.
Would you like some of this? We're ready to go. This is it. The first thing is happening. It's the picnic. And hopefully everyone will get on incredibly well and people will fall madly in love.
One of Stephanie's female guests, Charlie, missed her flight from London and is trying to get on another.
Come and sit down.
So in the meantime, Stephanie's sitting in to make up the numbers.
Youth, love and friendship. Cheers.
Stephanie's got a lot riding on this weekend. There's a long to-do list here, and she's got to bring in cash from events like this to pay for the next phase of renovations.
This is our woodshed, and it's quite a big space, and also the rooms on either side at the top and the bottom aren't used for anything at the moment. So we like to maybe knock through somehow and put a glass front on it, possibly have a very small concert hall or theatre. I know a lot of classical musicians, and it would be just so good to be able to have a proper concert hall here for that.
Back at the party, the singles have assembled in the driveway, ready for a cake baking competition. But it looks like there's a new addition. Charlie, who missed her flight this morning, has finally made it.
Hi, I'm Steph. I'm so glad you made it. I can't believe you made it. So lovely. This is so amazing. Charlie's here. It happened. We have girls and 2 more coming later. It's perfect. And she seems such fun.
Charlie's arrival means that everyone now has a partner for the baking competition.
Excellent.
Why is this so funny?
Stephanie's asked each team to bake a simple Victoria sponge.
The bake-off is hilarious. I think I want to bake off every day now. I'm loving it. I think the teams are bonding pretty well. I see quite a few sparks. We've got champagne. It's a lovely day. It's perfect. I'm happy.
Once the cakes are out...
It's absolutely beautiful.
And the decoration goes on...
Oh, look, you're all sorted.
Some more successfully than others.
Ta-da! It's going to be delicious.
It's time for Isabel and her partner Percy to judge the results.
I must congratulate you on the tidiness of your product. Taste?
Very good, I thought.
Great.
It is good. That's marmalade.
It's very romantic, and also you are an optimist. Well done. A sponge pudding.
No, it's not. It's actually got a name.
What you've got to remember is we had fun. We had real fun doing this.
And that is wonderful.
No.
We must say thank you very much to all of you. It has been extremely enlightening. I have learned a great deal about cake making, but I would suggest 1 or 2 of you perhaps should give up the idea of opening up a tea shop.
So, first place, gold, goes to Ménage à Trois.
Oh my God.
You have one to share between you for life. Meatless dishes for hay dieters. Congratulations. Well done.
Well done. There is great promise ahead of you.
As the sun begins to set at Chateau de Lalande, the guests re-emerge in time for the black tie dinner.
God. Hi. How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Perfect. Come in, Oliver. We're all here now.
Only time will tell if this magical location is a scene for a budding new romance. At the Alexander's Chateau in Picardy, it's almost party time.
It's the morning of Tim's birthday, and we're trying to get the whole chateau ready for the party tonight. The party became a bit bigger than we anticipated because Tim kept inviting more and more people. So it's becoming quite a huge event, which is great. It's utter chaos, to be honest. But we're having fun. He's very excited because he had presents already and chocolate. And there's all these people here for him, so he's really happy and looking forward to it. What I'm doing now is just making something non-alcoholic for the few people that won't be having wine or bubbles or beer. It's like a watermelon water, and I'm going to make this and also lemon water and cucumber water.
Tim's busy in the chateau's other kitchen, making stuffing for the party's main event, the lamb spit roast.
This is a mixture and a half, this got the livers and the kidneys, rosemary, thyme, lemon, red, pepper, salt, onions and garlic, and it's going to fulfill its sheepy destiny.
Looking good to me. In fact, this dish was inspired by their visit to us.
Well, you know, we're doing the meshwi, which is a lamb on a spit. When we were down at Digging Angels, they had a pig roaster, brilliant things, like a little pillar box thing with a door. And I was really going to try and build one of those before today. We decided in the end to get this thing here, which is very simple. It's a box, and you can slide it backwards and forwards, put the lamb on there. I've never done this before. It just looked great. So everyone's looking forward to it. About 60 people coming. There'll be music, and great. I've got this wonderful house. One of the nicest things of it is to have all your friends round and be able to put them up and be able to do this. And you feel very blessed that you've got the opportunity to do it. Yeah!
Well done.
Brilliant, man. That's perfect.
I can almost taste it myself. With a packed chateau of friends, the party's soon in full swing.
So I've got the meat. Meat's ready. Yeah! That used to be a sheep. It's not a guest that didn't pay, OK?
Seeing the chateau in full party mode has Tim and Marguerite feeling optimistic about their plans for holding weddings here.
This is what the wedding's going to be, a bit like this, I think. And everyone's sitting around, having fun, enjoying themselves.
Really nice, relaxed atmosphere. Chateau at its best.
Chateau at its best, look.
It's been a life-changing season for Tim, Marguerite and their family. They started out with plans for a luxury caravan site.
I have to say, it's beaten me.
And battled bees to free their holiday homes for co-ownership.
There are a lot more bees than I thought there were.
But ended it with a bold plan to start a wedding business.
Fills us with a lot of optimism. For the first time, we're actually totally comfortable about what's in store for us next year, and I think we're going to be good at it.
You know what? I think they're going to do really well.
Well, thanks again, Dick and Angel, if you're listening. I mean...
Thank you.
Yeah, we're sort of, you know...
We're happy.
We are.
Over 600 miles south, it's a momentous day at Chateau Saint-Ferriol.
Hi there.
Hi,
How you doing? Okay.
Good to see you, yeah.
Good to see you too.
So, all ready?
All ready, yeah.
Dale the roofer has arrived to fix Sophie and James's leaky roof.
We've now actually got a little bit of a nest egg to do some really significant repairs to the roof. So that's great.
This should stop the leaks permanently. I'm most certainly looking forward to seeing it all done, yeah.
Dale will have his work cut out.
On my first visit, I counted a total of about 15 to 20 leaks. Done a map which will save us time once we're on the roof because you can't really see where the leaks are from the top. You can see them easier from underneath. So basically what we're going to do today is replace any tiles that are broken. These tiles are 200 to 300 years old and they're all made by hand. There are finger marks on them. Normally they'll put on the leg like that and wiped over like that and then put in the oven to cook. Roofing is a dangerous job, especially here we've probably got an 8 to 10 metre drop, so we basically are very concentrated on what we do. And up we go. If we end up standing on the middle here, we'll break the tiles. We have to always walk on the nose of the tiles, which is this part here. The main leakages that we've got on the roof here is because the wind and the weight of the tiles makes them slide down. The reason why we're going to be using this glue is to stop them from sliding. And here we've got the underneath tile, which is the one that carries the most water, has slid down here. So any water that's going to be falling down here is basically just going to fall onto the woodwork here.
But they need to get a move on. With more wet weather due to arrive tonight, he hasn't got a lot of time.
The roof here is about 300 square metres and there's 2 of us to do that, so that's 150 square metres each. And it's going to be a big job, so we're going to have sore arms tonight.
300 miles north at Chateau de Lalonde, it's the morning after Stephanie's black tie singles night. The guests look tired but happy.
It's sunny and it's beautiful here. So beautiful. What a night.
Yeah, it was eventful.
Tea, I need tea.
So, is there love in the air?
I think last night was extremely eventful, but I don't think it's for me to say anything. Last night was a success beyond my wildest dreams. It was really good. Everyone had such a good time. It was a nice atmosphere. It was a lovely crowd.
The night went so well, they didn't get around to the ice cream tasting. So Stephanie's decided to serve it up for brunch.
That is coffee. No.
Do you want any more clues? Think of crêpe Suzette.
Cinzano.
Nice.
No, but you're on the right line.
Cognac, maybe? Martini.
No. Okay, well, shall I just tell you what?
Yeah.
It's Grand Marnier.
Oh, of course it is.
They're not very good at this. Next one.
I know those. It's cardamom.
Yes, yes. Whoa, impressive.
Well done. Having successfully pulled off her first singles event, brought in some much-needed renovation money, and possibly kick-started some new romances.
Love has definitely been found, but you need to ask them about it. What happens at Chateau de Lalande stays at Chateau de Lalande.
Stephanie's decided her singles parties are a winner.
This weekend's event really helps us because it helps us raise money for things like the concert hall, big projects that we want to do. So I think we'll look at doing this 2 or 3 times a year from now on.
She wants to make them even bigger.
We could go up to maybe 20 people at a time maximum, and I think it would work more often because it's a really fun thing to do, to fly out from London and then have a weekend somewhere completely away from your reality, meeting lots of fun people.
Good luck with it all, Stephanie, as Chateau owner and in your new role as Cupid.
It's been hilarious. I haven't stopped laughing the entire time. It's perfect.
Back at Chateau Somferiol, there's also reason to be happy. Dale has finished fixing Sophie and James's roof.
All right, that's it. Should be okay, yeah. Everything's fine. We've found a few more leaks than we expected. I mean, what we've done today is going to be fine. It could keep up for another 3, 4 years, maybe 5. It'll hold up the winter, that's for sure.
James and Sophie couldn't be happier. They started out with a major problem, and they raised the funds to sort it out.
So we did well raising that money. It's been well spent.
Great, we're feeling waterproof. Doesn't matter if it rains for the next few months, we should be all right. It's not fun living in a place where there's water coming in through the roof and getting worse all the time, so that's pretty good.
When you get something really important done, it's a real buzz. And it's such a beautiful place. It's such a beautiful spot.
I couldn't agree more.
One of the highs is just living here. Living somewhere like this is fantastic. But it's just hard work to keep it like this.
And they've still got lots to do.
Eventually, we'd love to see this place fully restored, all of it being used. It would have various apartments, and that would expand the number of events we could do here as well. We think we're about halfway through. We've done about half the work that's necessary.
From one chateau owner to another, I understand your challenges and wish you all the best, James and Sophie.